Hey guys, welcome to Call of the Pen, episode 19. I just want to go over my fantasy winnings this weekend on my more expensive league. Went 2-0, a good, nice, clean sweep. What about you, Steve?
Man, I'm in a neighborhood league over here. I'm 1-1. My first week was brutal, and I lost. Well, I had Cooper Cup went on the IR right away,
Yeah.
week one, and then I had Aaron Rodgers starting, and he went 4 plays deep before he blew his Achilles out. So that kind of hurt the squad. So I had to settle with Mac Jones, um,
Oh
and
gosh.
he got me almost 15 points, but I was Keenan Allen, Saquon Barkley kept me alive, and Goff tore it up. But of course, Barkley got hurt. So here we are. I'm like plugging through the waiver wire, trying to find their backups and stuff like that because I'm in big trouble.
Do you guys
Especially
have
with two.
Fab? Like, do you get the bid, or is it just an order for worst
No,
record?
I think it's worst record. A lot of guys wanted the Fab, but it didn't go through. So
That means
I
they
kind of like
suck.
the
They don't know how
Fab.
to play.
It's a 2 quarterback league too, which I have never done. So
Oh,
I got Mac Jones and Goff going at it, but
wait.
Goff will hold his own.
You had a two-quarterback league of Aaron Rodgers and Mac Jones and now Goff. How do you not draft a quarterback in the first round?
Because I
They
was
were
the
already
10th
gone?
pick. They're already gone.
Oh,
I had all the good quarterbacks went in the first round very early. So then I settled for wide receivers and running backs. My first two picks.
oh, and you
So
took Cooper
it
Cup.
snaked back around. Yeah. So
You
I
went
did
Cup and
Cup
Saquon.
and yeah. Yeah. Next round I went Allen Ridley. I just loaded up as best I could with wide receivers.
Oh, not
And then
bad.
the next round I think I snuck around and got I might have got Aaron Rodgers another round later actually. So I don't
I
remember.
hope it
Oh,
was like
Cam Akers. But
I
Cam
hope Aaron
Akers didn't
Rodgers was
play.
like the 15th round. Oh, you got Cam Akers? That's another waste.
Uh, so hopefully he
Who
gets
got
traded to
Kyron
a team that
Williams?
loves him. I don't know. It's a good question. Not me, I'll tell you that.
All right. Anyways, let's go over some baseball standings. We got it's
Please.
getting pretty exciting. We got a few weeks left. And man, these Baltimore is in the lead by like a game. And then we got Houston's holding on for life. Texas is trying their hardest to blow it. Let's see. In Seattle's 3-7 in the last 10, which we talked about that stretch they were going to have on that road trip and coming back. It was going to affect them, and man, it did. So I think we should be. Someone should give us some credit for that one. And then
I mean,
Texas's bullpen is just atrocious. They're just doing their best job to not get in. They've lost four. They went from sweeping the Blue Jays on the road to getting swept by the Guardians, and then they lost again last night.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, right now Texas and Seattle are tied for the last wild card spot, and
Yeah.
after that, there's no one else. Like it's just a battle between that division. I shouldn't say that. Toronto too, because Tampa's on a tear. They're playing well again. They're 7-3, and by the way, they have the second highest run differential in all of baseball. So that's kind of scary if you're a team trying to catch them right now, or if you're Baltimore trying to hold them back. So
Yes.
they're playing really good ball right now, and they've lost 2 in a row. But I mean, still, I'm not too worried about it. They're still playing overall pretty well the last 10.
And then it's over in the National League. I think the Braves, once they clinched, they kind of just let up. They got their butts kicked by Miami, and then they got their butts kicked last night against Philly. They've already clinched home field on the after the wild card. I think they're just kind of over it right now. But if they don't, you would like to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They got 4 games, 3.5, 4 games on the Dodgers. Maybe they'll start turning it up in a second.
Yep.
And then Phillies are looking good in the wild card, 4 up in the first place area. You know what's weird about the Phillies, though? What scares me is they're moving Kimbrel sometimes in the 8th inning, as we've seen when Craig is not in his normal 9th inning slot when he's used to it. He's not the same guy, so I'm hoping they don't mess him up because they love Alvarado over there.
Yeah. But I mean, if you look at they're like beyond green light right now. Their bullpen is in good shape. Craig hasn't thrown in 3 days. Obviously, up today, Alvarado hasn't thrown in 3 days. Now they had a pretty good workload last Friday, but you know how it is. 3 days off, 2 days off after a workload like that, you're good to go.
Yeah,
32 pitches, right?
After 3, I need to pitch. Like, please don't.
The only one that's like, I don't know, is Sir Anthony Dominguez, but he's only 2 out of his last 5, so he's fine. You know, they're in really good shape going into this week.
They went 3 guys last night, and none of them even matter. I mean, Soto a little bit, and Stroh. So they used their lefties last night. The other 2 lefties, Strom and Soto, but they haven't had a workload, so they'll be fine.
Yep.
And then let's see. The Cubs got swept by the Diamondbacks, and somehow they're still in the wild card. And then Cincinnati's just hanging around. They're not playing well. They're just there. They've 6-4 of the last 10 are there. And Miami's closer is probably not going to be available today. If he is, he's going to be on absolute fumes. So that scares me a little bit because their bullpen has not been that good lately. Who's starting for them today?
I didn't see that. I was going to talk about
Braxton
Cincinnati.
Garrett. Braxton Garrett against the Mets in Miami. The Mets scare me because their lineup can be sneaky good. You just never know what they're going to do. They have nothing to play for. So when a really talented lineup shows up, they can just kick your ass.
Well, where's Cincinnati's? I want to see Cincinnati's their schedule going forward, because right now their bullpen is in the big time green zone. They also, I think I forget what the game span is, but their bullpen's also been throwing really well. I think they have like a 2.86 combined ERA over the last couple weeks now, and they barely have any workload. 2 guys threw out of the bullpen yesterday, Law and Young, and they threw 7 and 15 pitches.
Their closer hasn't pitched in forever. So they got the Twins this week. Then they got the Pirates at home in Cincinnati also on the weekend. And then Monday they have off. So they got Thursday off and Monday off. And then they go to Cleveland.
And then St. Louis to finish it off. I mean,
so they got a shot.
They do. I think they got a good shot. I mean,
the Cubs have to go to the Brewers. They finish off against the Brewers. And the Diamondbacks got to finish up against the Astros.
Do they always do that with the Cubs? They always have to finish up against the Brewers?
I know, right?
It's awesome. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it seems like every single year. I know when we played anyways.
Yeah, we choked that one.
Oof. Anyways, yeah. I mean, dude, I don't know. I kind of have this feeling about the Reds. Like, they're going to sneak in. Votto's going to pull some magic. He's going to have a massive hit. Like a double in the gap.
Let's go to the Central. Let's look at the Central standings. Let's go there.
All right, let me go back.
So Milwaukee, that's done. They're up 6. So Milwaukee's going to take it, and then you got Chicago and Cincinnati. They're tied. So really, their divisional rivals are going to decide it. Pittsburgh and St. Louis. At least it's going to be in division, and you get to go play against guys. But the Cardinals have nothing to play for. Who knows if some of those guys even play?
Yep. I mean, that's going to be for me the most fun. The next couple of weeks, this is the most fun area to watch. Is the Central. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I should say that just the National League in general, because San Fran, Miami, Cincinnati, and Chicago, Arizona are all within 2 games of each other. Or should I say,
don't sleep
San Fran
on the Padres.
Man, you've been bashing the Padres this whole time.
Yeah,
now
they're the most under.
They're going to give you a job.
There's even an article on the Athletic about what a mess the Padres are from top to bottom. That's how right I was about that.
Yeah, but if they sneak in,
Athletic must listen to the Call of the Pen, because I've been all over that one.
or you've been just stealing your information from the Athletic. So, which one is it?
No, I steal all my fantasy information from them. So if you want to win fantasy, go to the Athletic.
I love an underdog. And they weren't an underdog to start the season though. But if they were to sneak in, come down 5.5 games with this amount of time left, that would be insanity.
So
awesome.
They got the Rockies, and then they have the Cardinals. So this week, let's just say they win, 5 of 6. The Diamondbacks and the Giants have to play each other, and then the Giants got to play the Dodgers, and then the Diamondbacks have to play the Astros. Or the Yankees. No, the Yankees. They go to the Yankees.
Right, which isn't going to be easy. New York.
So,
wow. I mean, that's a good point.
By the end of Sunday, they could easily be 1 to 2 back. Easily.
let's pay close attention to what they do this week, because hopefully they don't poop like the Mariners did
No.
last week. 7-3 in their last 10. They won 5 in a row. San Diego has. So let's go.
And they got Snell going tonight. As long as they don't have Rich Hill going,
I was just about to say, on one of those 5 games, they had Rich Hill going.
there's
They
no.
won.
No, they've been using the knuckleballer, Waldron.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Hey, by the way, he's nasty. I love watching. I look forward to going on Instagram and just watching the slow motion of his knuckleball just floating. It's like once a start.
I was semi his pitching coach when I was in AAA last year because I had to help his bullpens.
Oh, you know so much about knuckleballs, so you had to.
No, I know much about pitching and changing your eyesight. The knuckleball is basically like a sinker because he's throwing it so hard, it's working like a sinker.
Yeah, what does he throw that thing? It looks firm.
Like mid 80s, like low to mid 80s, and then he drops 95 out of nowhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a catcher? I mean, obviously, you know a fastball's coming, but trying to catch a mid 80s knuckleball? That's ridiculous.
Well, the bullpen catchers weren't enjoying that.
I bet not.
Padres finish up. Oh, then they have the Giants next week, and then let's see, where do they finish up? Well, they must go to the East Coast. That'd be garbage. They got to finish on these. Oh no, they have Thursday off. Okay.
No, they play the White Sox at the end of the year.
They get to finish with the White Sox. Wow, I'm telling you, they got a shot.
So huge series. Wow, I just realized it's September 19th.
I know. I forget that.
Holy cow! So yeah, next week. I mean, they got to pretty much win out, dude.
They do got to win out. They have the lineup to win out.
Can you imagine if they win out? So they beat Colorado. If they win the next 2 games, day off. Win the next 3 games, they sweep St. Louis, and they come in to face San Fran. That's going to be huge.
They got Lugo tomorrow.
Sneaky series to watch. The San Fran Padres right there.
Yes.
Let's not forget.
Lugo tomorrow, and they're probably going to be a bunch of TBDs the rest of the weekend. Yep, they have no one. They don't know what. I don't
know how we missed this. We're so caught up on bullpens and stuff. A disappointing year. Machado headed toward elbow surgery.
Manny Machado?
Yeah.
No way. That explains his down year.
Wow.
Maybe that's why they're on fire. Maybe he's a cultural problem.
Hopefully available for start of 2024. You are stirring the pot. I'm trying to see if he's like out now. That's something I just popped up on my radar.
So anyway, so we're out of this. All right. So I was watching the what was it? The Astros and the Orioles last night. Presley gives it up. He had 5 days off, 4 or 5 days off. That's too much for a closer in a playoff race. Like I got to have my guy Presley out there way more than 4 days every 4 days. Dusty's better than that.
Yeah, you know what? Like I wonder if that's because I you know Presley too. I can imagine he wants that amount of time off. I remember Britton when he was in his prime, like couldn't have more than like 2 days off. I think was his thing. Like I remember him pitching in a blowout game. I think we were beating him pretty bad when I was with the Yankees. I mean, when I was with the Mariners, and Britton's in the game. I'm like, what are they doing? And someone's like, yeah, he doesn't like to take more than 2 days off. Like he's got to get in there. And I was like, that's awesome to know yourself that well to be able to stay sharp,
especially for sinker guys. Sinker guys, you got to stay a little tired. You can't be too fresh. But for Presley, every day I thought he needed Tommy John. He thought his elbow was killing him every day. So I never knew what he was feeling like. I didn't know if he ever felt good.
That's funny.
And then he'd just go out there and blow 98 and strike everybody out.
He's so good. He's a good dude.
So nasty. And then so I like the Astros chances, but just
they're
from experience. But I don't think Verlander looks good at all. And then but the Rangers they got nobody. Scherzer's out and their bullpen sucks. So I mean Will Smith has over a 6 ERA in the second half, which he's their main guy, basically their high leverage guy.
Yeah.
To get to Chapman, and who knows if Chapman's going to throw it to the backstop.
Well, let's go back to Astros real quick. Who's starting for them today? Do we know?
I think it's Hunter. Hunter, what's his name?
So this is one of those games
Big kid.
Where, yeah, he's really good.
Hunter Brown.
Where they got to go. Yeah, they have to. He has to go deep because Presley is going to be down. I'd imagine 31 He threw 31 pitches yesterday.
Ooh, he might be better today.
Montero
Watch.
34 in the past. Yeah, true, but then he's gonna be down for another day or two. No, not 2 days. I don't know. 31's a kind of a lot,
That's
kind
a
of a
lot,
load. But
especially for him.
they're in press mode though. He's gonna have to push through it, I guess.
Well, Hunter hasn't gone past the 5th inning since August 10th.
He hasn't.
Has not, and the Orioles will grind you out. It's not like they're playing a garbage lineup.
So I guess their saving grace right now in bullpen wise is Kendall Graveman. So
yeah.
Other than that, man,
Neris,
Montero, and Presley are red zone for me. They have him as Montero as kind of reddish and Presley kind of reddish. I think that's like big red.
Well, let's go on the other side of that game is the Orioles. They're in serious red, serious problems, and they got Gibson going tonight, who will probably have 5 walks and nibble and barely make through 5 innings. And most of their bullpen's down. They got to be down. They got like 4 guys on back-to-back days.
Yeah, no, you're right. But so that's gonna be an interesting game, right? Both those starters are gonna they're gonna have to wear it if they're gonna get through the game.
I wonder what the
destroy
over
their bullpen for the next.
If I was a betting man, I wonder what the over would be on that one.
If you were a betting man,
if I was a betting man, I'm betting like something.
Oh,
but I'm not a betting man.
But Cano though is fresh. That's good news. He threw 9. I mean, he's thrown 2 days in a row. He can go 3. He threw 9 pitches and 3 pitches. No big deal.
Yeah, he throws underhand.
Yep. So, anyways, I'm not as concerned with the Orioles, to be honest with you, as I am about the Astros bullpen.
Right. I'm just more concerned that Gibson might not go very deep, and then those guys are going to have to sell. So there's going to be 2 or 3 guys going 3 in a row if that game's close.
Yeah, maybe Gibson will shock you.
Every once in a while, he'll bust out a 7 innings, 2 runs out of nowhere, but it's never usually against a really good lineup. I promise you that. I've watched it too many times.
You never know. The Astros. I mean, the Astros lineup's obviously pretty good, but I mean they're stacked with righties, dude. Other than Tucker and Alvarez, they're gonna be his biggest. Oh shoot, Brantley too. I forgot about.
Yeah, they're not bad.
That's pretty good. Never mind. Those are 3 tough guys to face if you're a right-handed sinker baller.
That's a tough lineup in that stadium. Even because they gave him a solid fly ball to left field. It's a home run. It's ridiculous.
Let's move over. Stadium,
let's move over to this Giants and D-backs game. Huge series. Gallen and Cobb going. And I think they all had a day off yesterday, so their bullpen's got to be in great shape. Yeah, they did. So they're all good to go.
The Giants, I have kind of in the yellow zone, to be honest with you.
Well, that's because they're the dang Giants. They go 5 relievers a game.
Exactly. So now, of course, I can't find them. Here they are.
I got right here. Sunday, they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. And the day before, they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 guys. Holy crap.
Dude, that's why it's like, oh, sweet. We had a day off, but we just got absolutely pounded the last 2 days for a reliever.
The Duvall kid threw 35 pitches. Taylor Rogers had to come in and get a 2-pitch save.
It's kind of a nice trouble. Taylor Rogers is a pretty good security blanket.
Oh yeah.
Either Rogers, to be honest with you.
Well, I am the one that taught Taylor Rogers how to be a bullpen guy for.
Oh my gosh!
So I'll take the credit on that one. I should have got commission on that contract.
Unbelievable. All right, Giants. Where are we?
And they're in trouble. I don't like. I mean, they all had a day off, but whoever throws today will still be 3 out of 4.
Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, dude, their schedule is tough. Like, got to be the hardest schedule to finish.
I don't like
their
chances.
No. Arizona, Dodgers, San Diego with that series again. If San Diego without Machado pulls it off, and then to finish off with the Dodgers, woof. But they got Cobber going today. He almost threw a no-hitter. It's funny because 2 years ago we were both like crying in the dugout, like, "This is it's been a pleasure," And then here he is throwing a no hitter.
But you know how that goes when you almost throw a no hitter, you get crushed the next time.
I mean, he is so good. If he could just stay healthy his whole career.
Well, he was never a 95-mile-an-hour sinker guy. Now he's a 95-mile-an-hour sinker guy.
He does the drive
the
ball and
heck?
stuff. He does a big weighted ball guy now.
Oh, maybe I should try that.
I faced him as a hitter.
Was that where you stood in the back of the box hiding?
No, he was rehabbing. He's trying to rehab with. He was rehabbing with the Angels, and they just needed. He's throwing a live BP, and I unannounced put on a helmet, grabbed the bat, and stepped in the box. And Madden comes out of the dugout. He goes, "Watch out, this guy can hit." Talking about me, and Cobb's like, "Really?" He like looks at me, starts smiling, and then gets serious. And it wasn't the nastiest thing ever. I got him to 3-2. He did not throw me a splitty. Sinkers away. One of them leaked middle. I tried to launch. He didn't think I was going to swing, and I fouled it straight down into the dirt, and it bounced up and hit our bullpen catcher in the nuts. So he wasn't pumped about that. He didn't know I was swinging. And then he painted like 93 on the black outside. It was an unhittable pitch. I don't know how hitters even offer at it with a sinker, like what you would do typically. It's unhittable. Incredible.
It's absolutely. If you hit it, if you hit the spot, it's absolutely unhittable, and you can never pull the trigger.
It's completely no out of the hand unless you're like selling out on it, which I don't know what hitter would ever do that, but I've been wrong plenty of times.
You just can't do it. You can't pull the trigger on it. So that's a huge series. I'm be interested to see how those I mean, I liked the Diamondbacks in it. Just looking at the bullpen usage wise, they don't have a great bullpen, but still, if I'm going to go off who's fresh,
I don't know, man. Their bullpen's not bad.
They're not great, but yeah, they're not bad.
Seawald's great. McGuff was having a good year. Now he just got hurt. Ryan Thompson's been good his whole career. Castro's been pretty good his whole career. I know he's given up a couple of times, but it happens.
But they use that Mantiply guy in high leverage, and he's just not very good.
And actually, Thompson's been throwing the ball really well. But I'm also biased because he's a nasty sidearm pitcher. So
right, 100%. Oh, that's the guy from the race. That guy is nasty.
Yep.
So they should be good to go. They're going to have all their main guys.
I like him.
All their main guys are fresh. I think I like the Diamondbacks in that series to start it off.
Yep, I do too. All right, moving on. What? Who am I forgetting? That was like.
The Brewers are taking control, even though they got a heavy usage going, but they'll be fine because they got starting pitching for days.
Oh, the Twins. Twins are in pretty good shape.
Which is shocking.
I know. Other than Keuchel.
Oh, yeah.
But Keuchel...
They barely even pitched.
They haven't even pitched. You know, Pagan's fresh. He'll be all right. He's the most used guy that's going to be like a higher leverage, and he's only thrown 22 pitches. Duran's barely touched a ball. So they got to get Duran in the game today, no matter what. 9 pitches
he's in there
in the last 5 days at least. So they're
at the Reds, though, launching pad. So bullpen series galore. That is a bullpen series.
I got asked and the stadium's fine, don't get me wrong, but I got asked like this weekend when I was on my little golf trip thing, like what's top 3 places, bottom 3 places? And I was like, Reds is like number 1 bottom for me. Like my least favorite place to pitch. The stadium's fine. It's a great place to watch a game, I'm sure. But man, is it brutal pitching there.
I like the night games. The day games, the bullpen sucked. You're getting just crushed in the sun.
Yeah.
And it's uncomfortable. There are metal benches. And then the ball flies. And it's probably hot or rainy. Pick one. It's either absolutely freezing if you're there in April.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be humid as heck and raining.
Super humid.
It's like, oh, wow, what a beautiful night in Cincinnati. It never goes like that.
I was so against sidetracking, I know, but I was so against like pitching or playing at Cincinnati. And then my family came out last year to watch the series, and it was like their favorite stadium because they have like the greatest family and kids section of any ballpark, So for them, it was like awesome. I know, right? So I was like, all right, I guess I got to like them a little bit better if my family likes it, but still pitching there is terrible. It's completely random.
So that'll be a high scoring series. So that's going to be really is where they come out of that one. If the Reds, because the Reds will come out of that and go to, and they got Pittsburgh at home, and then the Twins. The Twins are basically going to win that division. It's not even a tough thing. But then they have the Angels coming. So, and Shohei was so mad. Shohei just he's done. He pulled the plug.
He just called it. Like, is there any other coverage on that? They said his stuff's out of his locker, and that's all I've seen so far.
But then he was at the field the next day at the game. So maybe he's just like, I'm taking all my main stuff. I'm not playing. I'll show up and hang out.
Yeah, so that might have been he has so much stuff around his locker. Like, I don't understand. You don't understand how much like gifts he gets from people. You know what I mean? Or like hooked up with gear and stuff like that. I mean, there's boxes of things that he doesn't even like crack into, at least when I was there. So who knows? He probably just like got that stuff out of there for now, and the writers made a big deal out of it.
Well, it's clickbait.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with media these days is clickbait.
So the Blue Jays, they're in it, but man, that's going to be a tough one.
Let's talk Marlins real quick.
Okay.
They're half a game back of the wild card. They got Mets for the next 2 games. They lost to the Mets yesterday, 2-1.
Yeah,
they win these next 2.
Closer's on fumes, and they keep throwing him. He's having a great year, though.
He is. Their bullpen is in serious jeopardy because their most reliable arms are pretty shot right now, or have been used up. But they don't have a choice. They got to basically. This sounds stupid, but they just have to score runs the next 2 days to save these guys, and that's going to give them a huge advantage going forward. Because look, if they win these 2 games today, you got Milwaukee, which is going to be a big series. Obviously, Milwaukee's good, but they played them close last series. Then you get the Mets and Pittsburgh to finish the season. Like if you can beat Milwaukee next series, that's going to be huge for them to give them a shot.
Okay, well they got to win They got to win the series against New York, and if you can win against Milwaukee, I like your chances. But you can't be winning. You can't lose last night. You can't.
Yeah,
it happens. I know, but you can't lose last night.
No, they can't afford it, obviously. But they have a nice little matchup tonight. Braxton's been throwing the ball really well this year.
Yeah, he has
6 with a 3.67. And if they can somehow get some runs off Joey here on the Mets, Lucchesi, they'll. I mean, that's going to be a huge boost for them.
That guy's sneaky nasty though, because he just throws so weird. He's got the curve.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Matt Moore was claimed.
Yeah, I just saw that, and he's not playoff eligible, which this sucks for him.
That does suck. Wow.
Good dude though. I feel bad. I mean, that sucks. Good pickup though. Great pickup. That puts 3 or 4 lefties in their lineup or in their bullpen.
Yep.
Well, let's just say they're in. Oh, I mean, Tanner Scott's gonna be available tonight, but if he goes tonight, that's gonna be. Oh man, that's gonna be 5 of 7.
Yep. That's tough. Puck's got to pitch tonight if it's close.
And then since David Robertson's lost his job and he comes in, if he has to close, I don't like the situation because mentally you just put more pressure on yourself because you lost the job.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been there, done that, so who knows?
It's funny because it looks like on paper it's like, man, they're like their bullpen's built to be pretty good. I mean, I like the arms, but yeah, you're right. Robinson's struggling. They'll have to rely on Okert tonight, and Chargois is nasty, so they got him tonight for sure. He had a day off yesterday. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm pulling for the Marlins. I got to root for a team, one of the teams in South Florida. So Miami's gonna have to be it.
I hope they do.
Talking about major sports teams.
It's great to see fans in that stadium.
I know.
I wish I could have pitched in the playoffs in 20 with fans in that stadium, or at least a playoff run. It would have been awesome.
You should reach out to them, and be like, "Hey, I'll come hang out in the locker room, get the guys fired up throughout the first pitch, get the crowd engaged. Let's go."
They're gonna please don't. Well, right, I don't have any friends there anymore, except for the Stoudemire's a pitching coach. Actually, I got a friends there, but I need Don Mattingly to still be there.
Stott's the man.
Stott is the man.
Yep.
So, All right, now let's go to the Blue Jays before we get out of here. It's just such an underperforming team, but they got a shot.
Their bullpen's awesome too.
They are one game out. No, they're in the wild card. Sorry, they're in the wild card with Seattle and Texas, one game behind them. But they got to go. Today they have the Yankees, which the Yankees are on fumes, but the Yankees are still dangerous. It's tough in Yankee Stadium, which I think Toronto actually plays well in Yankee Stadium. Vladimir Guerrero, he's probably going to hit a home run or something, as he always does. Then they got Gosman against King, who King has been ridiculous as a starter.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good matchup. I want to watch that.
And then they go Barrios against Cole. Tough series. This is a tough. They can easily it can go either way. You can sweep or get swept. Either way.
Yeah.
Got to win tonight, though.
It's so weird seeing the Yankees as playing spoiler.
I know.
Especially
then they got to go to Tampa.
You just rattled off.
What's that?
I said, especially with those names you just rattled off on the Yankee side.
I know. Well, their lineup just sucks.
You know what? I had the Jays in the green zone. I'm going to take that back. They're going to be yellow to red. I didn't realize. And the pitch counts, I'm going to say yellow. The pitch counts were down, but they got used a lot Saturday and Sunday. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys Saturday, 4 guys on Sunday. I don't know. I'm gonna say yellowish. And their bullpen is deep, dude. Like really deep. I think we talked about it last time we went over all the guys.
Yeah,
but then to top it off, I didn't realize I didn't know they had Chad Green. And now his ERA exploded, but it's because of really one game where he gave up a 3 spot.
Yeah.
He's good, dude. Like he was so good with the Yankees. I liked watching him with the Yankees. He got used a lot. I want it just for fun. Chad Green.
I mean, they're all fresh going in, and it's got to be all hands on deck to win today. You got to win today.
I thought he got used more by the Yankees. He must have been hurt a bunch, but he was good. Yep. So, I mean, that's going to be exciting to see them too. So 3 teams, what are your 3 teams you're watching this week? Let's hear it.
Well, I'm all over this AL. I mean, I want to see the Padres. I'm going to watch the Padres. I'm going to keep tabs.
Yeah.
Because I like that NL because the Giants and the Diamondbacks play each other and the Padres are lingering. That's interesting to me. But then this AL, we got Seattle and Texas and Toronto. I mean, I'm going to watch 6 teams. I'm not going to do 3. I'm going to go with 6.
Okay. I just wanted your top 3, but 6 is cool.
Yeah, I want to do 6.
All right.
What about you? Miami, obviously.
Yeah, definitely Miami. I guess, I mean, the Reds and Cubs, I guess you can kind of, I'm interested. I'm more invested in the Reds right now because of Votto. I want to see him make the playoffs. So Miami, Cincinnati, and the Padres. I'm curious to see how they pull this off, if they can pull this off or not without, the big dog.
And Soto's hot. So, I mean, and the Cubs lost Azalai. He's on the IL with shoulder issues. So ever since he went on the IL, they've kind of been struggling. And they got Stroman in the bullpen, which we know that his starters don't really work well, and they also moved Smiley. I mean, they're just putting crap together down there. Not that Smiley's crap, but they're just throwing stuff down there. They just need arms. They need bodies. Totally.
Yeah, I mean, they're in big trouble. I don't know if they can hang on much longer, but hopefully I'm wrong. So I'm always going to be a Cubs fan. They treated us well.
And huge fantasy matchups this week. So really paying attention to my football. And I'm going to race this weekend in LA. And then I'm going to fly home and go to the Raiders Sunday night game. So busy weekend for the kid.
How are you going to watch any baseball?
Oh, well, there's tons of downtime at BMX. After you race, you wait like 4 hours. So.
Oh, okay. By the way, I'm wrong about Machado. He is getting surgery, but he's not. He's still playing. He's playing through it.
Oh,
so
all right.
That explains some of. Yeah, he's been hurt.
You're gonna do it for the boys. I like it. I can
for
respect
the boys.
that.
Respect definitely, because it doesn't say he's on the IL. Anyways, I want to hear about your weekend when you come back. How you did. I'm sure you'll come in first place with a shattered ankle. It's inevitable, but
hey, each week my ankle gets better. People better watch out. I get a little more explosive each week.
Attaboy. I love
Might
it.
be able to throw a ball soon. Who never knows?
That's gonna be the comeback story right there. Forget all these guys. Forget the Reds and
Yeah.
Marlins. Like, what's Kent's gonna do next year?
What are you doing this weekend?
I got nothing. I had a big weekend last weekend. Got to play
Oh, yeah.
Sawgrass, Timaquana.
Your first boys trip, huh?
First boys trip, and I played with all old college teammates.
Nice.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, we had a good time. I went to the University of Tennessee, Florida game. One of the
Ooh.
coolest atmospheres I've ever seen
That's
at
awesome.
UF. So,
Can you please get a new golf hat?
This one right here?
No, that bucket hat you wear. It looks like you gave up on life.
Dude, the bucket hat's legit.
Terrible.
I'm a bucket hat guy.
I know, it's terrible.
Dad
You
hat through and through.
Nothing screams I'm a retired dad more than your bucket hat and sunscreen on your nose.
Yeah, let's go. That's me. That's my MO. Next time we play golf, I'll make sure I wear my bucket hat so I can beat you. You get beat by a guy wearing a bucket hat.
You got beat by a guy with one leg at the same time.
Touche.
All right, go hit the waiver wire. Good luck this weekend, and I'll see you later.
You too. Later.
All right. Later.